And I hate that I didn't see myself in tech because I likely would have kept going. But, everybody's path is their path. And the way that I went was for my purpose, but looking back, I wish that I would have seen more girls with makeup and colorful nails and long hair. I just didn't see my place. So it just really kept me like I didn't really see how much I could do with it. And I wanted to just go the beauty way.
Hey, sis, and welcome to Coffee Chats with Chime In Sis. Today I have the phenomenal Janeese Murphy, who is a master cosmetologist and the co owner of Texturelosophy. How are you doing today, Janice?
I'm doing really, really well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm so excited to have you on as my second guest in this series. And so let's go on ahead and jump into your career story. So it started back at Kentucky State University, right?
Yeah, it did. I come from a family full of academians. Like everybody's been to college, everybody has a master's degree. So it was just expected of me to go to college, get a degree. And, I don't take that experience or that time in my life for granted at all. It is very special and important to me. I do, often tell some of my younger clients that are thinking about college or thinking about what they want to do, if you can manage to go to college for with a scholarship or for little to no money, you should go. You
Yeah.
should go. Even if you don't think that you need a degree, I tell people that college is really a time where you get to learn who you are. It's that safety nest of being able to bridge childhood and adulthood and being on your own in a really safe space and just figuring out how to navigate life on your own away from your parents. So I'm thankful for my time in college, even though I'm not using my degree right now. I'm really grateful for the relationships that I built there. I met my husband there, and I'm just grateful that I was able to spend those 4 years just really getting to know me.
Awesome, awesome. So something that you spoke about was that you actually are not using your degree. So what did you go to school for?
I graduated with a bachelor's in computer science with a concentration in business. So
Awesome.
I am a tech nerd at heart. So any type of tech gadgets or, I'm always in tech news and trying to get the latest and greatest on what's going on and staying current with, AI. I stay on top of what's going on in the industry, even though I'm not actively in tech. I do feel like I will get back to that one day, as it pertains to beauty in some kind of way. I don't know
Mhm.
what it's going to look like yet, but I do have a desire to get back into tech, in just some kind of space. But the concentration in business, of course, has helped me along my journey through entrepreneurship. So I'm really grateful for that foundation.
Awesome. So that's a good segue into talking about the pivot. So you received your degree in technology, and then so how was that pivot going from that into cosmetology and the world of beauty?
Well, the interesting thing is, while I was going to school, I was doing hair on campus. So, I laugh now, but it was not very funny my senior year of college, spring semester, when I was doing so much hair in my dorms, I almost did not finish my semester. I was
Oh,
failing.
oh
I was not doing well by midterms of my spring semester. I had a lot going on, and I was doing sew-ins left and right. That's when I was doing $50 sew-ins. Okay,
oh
everybody
wow.
was coming with shampooed hair, quick braid down, Remy hair, that indie Remy when everybody was trying to wear indie Remy.
Remy was
So
top nine. I
it
mean, Remy,
was. It was
like, you got
First of
Remy
all, that was tax refund hair. Okay, tax refund hair.
for
That was
sure,
birthday hair. That was the Brazilian before Brazilian. Okay,
for sure.
so
You had,
actually
oh, you
had
got money. You got
oh
money.
you got money. Okay, you got money. And so when Brazilian came on the scene, that was after Indie Remy. You were that girl if you wore Indie Remy. But I was doing $50 sew-ins with the Indie Remy, with the Genesis virgin hair back in the day. You know, I was doing YouTube. So baby, I almost didn't graduate, but I had to get on up out of there.
The
So
business, but you, I mean, the business, like the idea was already there, even though
it
like the
was
balance, we're trying to find that balance there, but it was already there. You're like, I'm doing
absolutely.
this. This is
And I was
working.
like, okay, I can make money. You know, tech at the time was not what it was now. You know, you see so many
Mhm.
people of color, black people in tech now. You have Afro Tech and, you know, South by Southwest. And, you know, there's a lot of glamorization of tech now that it wasn't when I was in school. You know, you just saw a lot of people that weren't like you, a lot of foreigners. And I hate that I didn't see myself in tech because I likely
Mm,
would have kept going.
yeah.
But, you know, everybody's path is their path. And the way that I went was for my purpose. But, you know, looking back, I wish that I would have seen more girls with makeup and, you know, colorful nails and long hair. You know, I just didn't see my place. So it just really kept me like I didn't really see how much I could do with it.
Mm.
And I wanted to just go the beauty way. And so after I finished college, I graduated in May and I was in Paul Mitchell, enrolled in Paul Mitchell in June. I was immediately on to something else. So I was very serious about pursuing a career in beauty at that time.
That's awesome. So how was your transition going from like university studies going to Paul Mitchell? Was there like a big shift, even though you had some experience with doing hair? Like how was that for you going into like the beauty school space?
Honestly, it wasn't difficult because I still am I'm a student, you know, and
Mhm.
I am a good student when I put my mind to something. And although cosmetology is about the hands-on and the beauty of it, there is still the knowledge that you can't skip over if you want to be successful in this industry. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of technical terms, there's a lot of stuff to learn, a lot of things that are very important to be knowledgeable in order to really add value to the space.
Mm. Mm.
And I had to learn a lot. So, you know, your first part of cosmetology is studying. You know, I don't know, you know, what other curriculums are like at other schools, but Paul Mitchell, we learned the book. We learned that
Mhm.
Milady cosmetology book through and through. I tell people all the time, studying for my boards was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. You know, staying
Really?
up all night, you know, studying all those terms because you don't know what you're going to get. So
Yeah.
I was determined to get it done in one try, and it was not easy, but thankfully I am a great test taker,
Yeah.
and that goes to me just being a good student. So
Awesome.
it was being able to be successful in both. And when I was at Paul Mitchell, honestly, we worked very, very hard. And we were almost like we were in a salon environment. I learned the core of who I am as a stylist and the type of stylist that I like to be punctual, you know,
Mm.
making sure that I stay on time. I'm a stylist that needs a watch or a clock within, you know, eye view because I'm very time conscious. And that's the way that we were trained in school. You know, if you're not
Really?
efficient with time, you can't make any money. So I never understood the stylists that just took all day to do something because I'm like, how are you making any money, sis or bro? Like, if
That's
you're not
interesting.
efficient, you're going to be poor or your clients are going to be upset. So that just goes to my foundation at Paul Mitchell.
Awesome. That's really interesting, like the time component and how they
Hmm.
were actually teaching you all how to do that. I never would have even thought that that was a an element of your training. With
It
like the
is.
training piece.
Because when you're on the salon floor, um, you are being scheduled. You don't have control over your schedule. You are essentially
Mm.
working like you're a salon stylist. You know, you just have supervision of teachers, you know, helping you along the way. But, you know, I do blowouts in an hour because that's the way I was trained. you got a client at 9, you got a client at 10, you got a client at 11 on the hour, and you need it to be done, you know? So otherwise you have your client waiting on you and you have to go out there, and it's just better if you just have a seamless operation. So I do really, really value my foundation because I know had I learned somewhere else, I probably would not be as serious about time as I am now. But that's just the way that I started. And that's the way that I always will be. Um, and I know that clients now really, really appreciate that, but it's just the only way I know how to be.